It's Monday night, so we'll be doing our evening meditation, this Anchor Delight. And as always, we just want to start with a short talk on some things that affect us on the spiritual path. And tonight I was thinking, what should we talk about? And one of the things that came up is I remember about a year ago or so, I was invited to be a guest speaker at Goldman Sachs, the financial company. And there I met the general manager of the Cleveland Cavaliers. His name is Kobe, K-O-B-Y, Altman. And we had a talk, and it was interesting. I learned so much from this guy. I try to learn from as many people as possible because there's always information out there, right? And as you know, the more you realize how little you know. And so I was talking to him, and he said something very interesting, which I thought it might help some of you. And he said, when I'm picking people for my team, I ask them a simple question. I want you to write this down. He said, are you a spring or are you a drain? I go, that's very interesting. Tell me more about it. And he said, ask the players, so whoever want to work with us, are you a spring where you give water to people, you light up people, you feed people, or do you suck the life out of them? I go, whoa, okay. I mean, he didn't use those words, but that's the effect. So the question is, are we springs that feed people? Are we drains that suck the life out of people? He said, well, but this is my situation. You're a drain, period. You're a drain. Or do you always seek to feed people, to help people, to uplift people, to edify people? The word edify is connected to edifice. Edify means to build something. Are you there to build people? Are you always there to take stuff from people? That's why I remember when I was in Tony Robbins' event, and they would say there's givers and takers. And there are people who just give, and there's people who take, right? Of course, you're going to have the takers that say, well, if I don't take, then what's the use of all these people giving? That's a dumb way of saying it. But essentially, what is your goal in life? Because some people, their goal in life is to take as much as they can from life. And at some point, guess what happens? Number one, you start losing friends. Number two, you start attracting people who are also takers. They're drains. So it's just a matter of you cheat them or they cheat you. Now, you also notice that if you're a giver, you like to give and share, guess what? You're going to have people around you that you give and share and you feel good about them and you uplift them. Of course, you have to use some intelligence. You don't want to be sucked dry either, right? You want to give and share, but you give intelligently. And you start to notice that you attract people who vibrate higher because they're there to serve the world. Service is primarily giving. Okay? So you will notice that in times when you have a consciousness or awareness that life is abundant, your skills are abundant, you have so much that you can't help but give. And there are people who have this poverty consciousness, not just about money, about everything, where they always feel like there's not enough for everyone. So they have this poverty consciousness of lack. Well, guess what? They're always looking, someone's going to steal money from me, or somebody's going to take stuff that I already have. I worked so hard for this. But you realize that $1, that 10 cents, They think like that, so guess what? That poverty consciousness shrinks their chakras, so they have less energy, so the more they need to take. The people who are givers, guess what? They're conduits, they're pipelines. So they give, creating space for them to receive. I'm sharing this with you because a lot of people make that mistake. They say, well, but you don't understand. I need stuff. True, all of us do. But not 24 hours a day. And not every part of your life. Right? So there has to be a part of us that live to give. Live, L-I-V-E, to give. And if you have that perception, it's built into your consciousness that I have so much that I have to give it away. That's called prosperity consciousness. Okay? Are you a drain? Are you a spring? Now, when we do service, we're giving. At the same time, you also have to have balance. And some of you don't have balance. You say, yeah, I give, I always give, I give everything, I give my time, and then I'm always so tired. Okay, stop. That's called extreme. You're exhaling all the time, but you're not inhaling. So there are different levels of truth and different perspectives or different facets of this truth. True, you want to be a giver, you want to give and share, but at the same time, you have to take care of yourself. There's a difference. Some people, they only worship the Trinity. Me, myself, and I. It's always about me. It's always about I, how good I am, how pretty, how smart, I, me, I, so. So when that person's perception is like that, it's always like, what's in it for me? How do I make myself better? Everything's me, I. So they become a drain and a taker. Because in order to feed that ego, they have to keep taking. They have to keep saying, oh, what's good for what's... So they're always like this. So that's the extreme. So the way I was taught by my teacher is something like this. Just like we do in pranic healing, one hand is to receive, one is to give. All right? This receives, this gives. Now, some people, they go like this. They just give, they don't take. So at some point, they get sucked dry. You get drained. You cannot keep exhaling without receiving. And for a lot of you on the spiritual path, I know what it's like. That's our problem. We give, and by the law of karma, again, let's do this again. It's called the law of karma, not your opinion of karma. You don't believe in it, it doesn't care. Okay, so get off it. Because I've actually had people, I don't believe in that stuff. Well, if you don't believe in gravity, jump off a building and you'll know it's true. It's a law. It's not your opinion. Okay? So this is law of karma that says whatever you throw out, it's like a cosmic boomerang, will hit you back. Okay? So when you give, at some point, it starts boomerang coming back as blessings. The problem is, a lot of us, we have this guilt complex that we feel guilty about everything. You notice that when you get on the spiritual path? Oh, I don't know if I hurt their feelings. I don't know if I did. Everything is guilt. So when you give and give, of course, blessings come to you. Not always huge, but, continuously. What do? No, I did it. I don't expect anything back. It's just like saying, I exhale, but I don't expect to inhale. It's dumb. All of us been there. You get sucked dry. Now, so that means when you do a lot of service, you help a lot of people, you also have to take the time to do your meditation to receive. Are we communicating? Because most of you, you're in that category. Oh, I'm a giver. I don't know what you talk about giving and taking. I'm a giver. That's good. But at the same time, you have to see the higher level of truth is you give, but you also have to learn to receive. Otherwise, your ability to give will be diminished. For example, the way we do our experiments in the class is we have people go like this, and we try to feel the energy coming out of their hands. We feel, it's called scanning. Okay, so we're scanning. Oh yeah, there's lots of energy. So I have them go like this. Okay, you ready? Close your receiving hand. You just want to give. And we were going, the people who are feeling energy go, wait, how come it's diminishing? Then we haven't opened up the receiving hand. Then we start feeling the giving hand increased again. Because giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. So the high level of truth is, yes, you're a giver, that's good, but you also have to replenish and recharge yourself. So as you give and share, when blessings come into your life, you go, Lord God, thank you, I accept. So as you accept these blessings, you recharge yourself, it gives you the ability to give more. Are we communicating? Now, the other side of the story is the same. So we have people go like this, right? So next, we have people feel the energy like this, like putting your hand under a faucet. So they go like this, just try to feel how much energy is coming into the receiving hand. So they have them go like this. So at first we have them feel here, right? And then next we have the class feel how much energy is coming to this hand. And we also have people who could see energy. They would see, oh yeah, I see light coming in, light coming out, going out. Okay, so they go like this. So we have the class put their hand here, try to feel the energy coming in. All right, stop giving. At some point they go, wait, how come I also notice that it stops receiving? You know why? Because giving creates a temporary vacuum for you to be able to receive. So some people, and that would explain why people who just like to take but don't want to give, at some point they become miserable. Because true, they want to take them for themselves, but if they don't give, it's just like you cannot inhale forever. You're gonna explode. Is that direct enough for you? So the key, the secret is literally giving and receiving. Okay? Now, junk calls. What's wrong with these people? Okay. Anyway, make sense? So giving and receiving are two sides for the same coin. Now, that's for the people on the spiritual path. For ordinary people, you just got to be happy they're springs, they're givers, not takers. Because in their case, their consciousness is not to the point where, by the way, I give, I need to receive. They're not there yet. So in their case, you be happy if they're givers. If they're takers, you just, give them a little bit, but don't let them abuse you. What else you going to do, right? Otherwise, you're enabling their bad behavior. So anyway, that conversation with Kobe was quite interesting, and we talked a few times ever since. And that's how he chooses his players. Are you a spring where you're going to contribute to the team, or you're a drain, you're going to drag everybody down? And I was just like, whoa, that's a good metaphor. And so the conclusion of that conversation was, if you want to have a happy life, surround yourself with springs, not drains. If you start noticing some people in your life are drains, you just say, namaste, you stay away. Because people like that, unfortunately, they have to learn it the hard way. And you try to help them, hopefully, because they're relatives. But sometimes the way to really learn it is to experience what it's like. When you keep taking, at some point, you don't have anybody around you anymore. You go, okay, maybe I should start giving. And life will start, the wheel will start turning again. Okay? I know it's a short lecture, but I thought some of you might find it interesting. We talk about the drain and the spring. At the same time, as you see it from a higher level of truth, the two are two sides of the same coin. You learn to give, you learn to receive. And if you've been with me at UPW, one of the last slides that we show them is rapid spiritual development is also a balance of those two. You learn to give and share. You counsel people, you heal people, you take the time to serve people. At the same time, you have to give yourself enough time to do your meditation, your spiritual practice, to recharge and rebuild your energy level. It has to be both. Now, unfortunately, I've seen people who only do, it's rare though. I do notice in this 30-some years I've been in this work, more people are on the giving side. They like to give and give, but they don't know how to receive because of the stupid guilt stuff we grew up with. Especially like, I grew up in the Philippines. I don't know about the Catholicism in your country, but Catholicism in the Philippines 30-some years ago, 40 years, some years ago, was very, very strict. And a lot of it is like, you only give, you don't receive, you only give, and that was the perception. So every time something good happens to us, we feel guilty. So I don't know if that's what you guys, but maybe it's changed over the years. So I noticed that a lot of people that come to class, they're more on that side. Oh, I want to give, but you don't realize I give and give. People just keep taking. And they look drained, they look tired. And then we have to kind of slap them around with spiritual teachings, by the way. You also have to learn to take the time to go on a retreat. You have to do your meditation. You have to take supplements. You have to do exercise. You have to do stuff to recharge yourself that allows you to continue with your path of service. Now, people who are not on the spiritual path, they have a tendency to be on this side. They take. Oh yeah, what else can I take? At some point, they're miserable because people don't like them. They are a taker. They always suck the life out of people. At first they're your friend, before that they want this, they want this, they want this, instead of, how can I contribute? By the way, I have an inside tip for you. If you want people to like you, which I think most people do, right? You join an organization, you join a group. The first question in your mind should be, what can I contribute to these people? If that is your mindset when you walk in, you don't have to worry about people not liking you. Seriously. Same thing. If you have clients, you're in business, it's not like, okay, I'm selling this product. How much money I'm going to make when I sell this product? I'm going to be a gajillionaire. That works too. But if your mindset is the other way around, you goes, how much value can I give these people? How can I contribute to these people? If you have that mindset and you can properly convey it and your price point is decent, is good, you don't have to worry about money because they will see the value of who you are and what you offer. But if your mind's like, take, like, okay, I'm gonna, if I just add another $10, $10 times 1,000 people, oh man, that's $10,000. Or if you get, instead of doing that, you go, well, if I give an extra 5 minutes of my time, if I offer this product that they get an additional benefit that they can pass on to their family, how could I make that happen? If you do that, they're gonna look at your stuff and go, man, you give good value. I will do business with you. It's the same. How much value can you give people? It goes back to the same thing. Are you a spring to uplift people, help people, or you're a drain that just want to take whatever you can take? It's a choice. It's a choice. I've known people in business, that's how they think. They go, how much value can give them? A lot of you have been to Business Mastery with Tony Robbins. That's basically the theme. Give massive value and always over-deliver. Give massive value and over-deliver. That's it. Simple. Of course, comes with it is like have a good offer and create raving fans. A lot of you in Business Mastery, you know that already. But the heart of it is what? Give value. Give value. Make sure that they go, wow, I'm getting all this. And then just when they think their mind is blown, you add one more thing. They're going to go, what planet did you come from? You get my point? Now, if some people are like this, no, if you do this, you have to add another $10, another $20, like everything is like nickel and diming, you're going to lose people. Because people are going to say, oh, okay, so that means for this much, I get this. So they nickel and dime you because you nickel and dime them. So they don't see your whole person. They don't buy you because you don't give value. But if you overwhelm with so much value, they're going to go, I don't care what you're selling because I trust you. Because you will always over-deliver. What do I pay? You're in a relationship, same thing. Don't always think, what can I get from this guy? What can I get from this girl? If that is your perception, guess what? You're going to have multiple relationships. You go, that didn't work because he was this, he was that, she was this. You didn't realize in all those failed relationships, who's the common denominator? Make sense? So this giving and sharing is quite complex. But to finish it off, if you look at the yin-yang symbol, within the light side and the dark side is the seed of dark and light. So in giving, there is the seed that you have to learn to receive. In receiving, at some point, you have to learn to give. It's a cycle. That's it. Okay? So I hope this short lecture helped you a bit. Just ask yourself, how can I contribute? If you keep using that mantra, how can I contribute? You'll find a way. Because your end result is to give value to these people. And if you do, you're going to have people that get drawn to you with similar vibration who wants to give to you. Now your biggest problem is how to receive. It's like, quality problem. Okay? All right, let's meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved teacher, Master Chokhok Sui Mahaguji Meiling, we humbly ask for your blessings of love, light, guidance, help, healing, protection, thanking you for opening our hearts, our minds, our souls, so we may be instruments and conduits and power lines, pipelines, that we may bring these blessings to the world. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. In full faith, so be it. All right, you guys ready? So we'll do the Great Invocation. For a lot of you who are new, we try to alternate, depending on what the need is, between meditation, twin hearts, and the Great Invocation. And the important part of the Great Invocation is, what's happening to the world politically, what's happening to the world with the pandemic, financially, and everything. You always want to keep instilling in people, in all beings, the balance of when to use their will, when to use their intelligence, and when to use their love. And the balancing of these three is what help people develop. And so some people, they're very, very smart, but they're not loving. Some people, they're very willful, but they're not too smart, and so on and so on. So the energy that's generated is like a triangle. I know we're supposed to meditate, just something just came to me. I usually give this talk during Wesak, the most powerful full moon of the year, which next year, May, we're going to do another, just like we did last year, if you're with us, 7-day purification. That means every day, 7 days before the actual full moon of May, I think it's May, every day we have a lecture and meditation. So by the time we get to the full moon, your chakras are clean, they're huge, and some massive amount of spiritual energy will flow through you, okay? So we usually give these talks, but I'll share this with you very quickly. If you ever use Photoshop, or somebody sent you a picture on your phone that you enlarged too much, it's pixelated, right? Okay. I remember many years ago, Messenger said something to us that was quite interesting. He said, and this is part of theosophy, ordinary people, by the way, when I say ordinary, I'm just kind of creating differentiation between people who are serious about the spiritual path and people who are not, okay? It's not a degrading thing at all. So ordinary people, if you have a clairvoyant, people who could see energy, look at the particles of their aura. Like zoom in, you see little squares, okay? When you tune into people or souls that have developed to a certain level, when they balance intelligence, love, and will within them, the particles, just like when you zoom into the particles of their aura, they're like little triangles. That's why Lucis Trust, the teacher is Annie Besant, they started a meditation, a worldwide meditation called Triangles. Okay, and as you explained to us, the reason it's triangles is, as a soul, as you develop the three aspects of love, intelligence, and will, and you're able to balance these, you're turning your squares in your aura into triangles. And then later on, as you reach a certain level of spiritual development, the particles in your aura are not circles, are not triangles anymore. They start turning into circles. Quite interesting, right? Circle. All-encompassing. So, just something to think about. So when we do the Great Invocation, which is the triangles meditation done by taught by Alice Bailey, which is actually came from the Tibetan teacher Holy Master Dua Kul, is to keep reciting the Great Invocation. And when you recite the Great Invocation, there are many, many benefits, which some of it I can share with you, some of it not yet. You have to earn it. It starts to change the particles of the aura from squares to triangle. And you start to notice also that you start having a balance. If you're more intelligent but you're not loving, you become more loving. If you're more willful but you're not intelligent, whatever, that gets... In other words, it keeps readjusting your energy to balance love, intelligence, and will. Okay? Now, the question is, why are we talking about this now? Because we're going to do the Great Invocation. I want to give you the why of why we do this. Remember, why gives you the compelling reason. And hopefully that did that. Not to mention the blessings that pour through us to the earth. So it's good for them. And that's where the conduits and the power line, the good karma also comes back to us. Everybody wins. And all you have to do is sit on your butt and do it together. And it's free. What else do you want? All right, shall we? Now, the more advanced technique is something like this. For ordinary people, again, I'm not trying to cause division here. Huh? I'm just using that term because I don't know what else to say. If I say, on people who are not yet on the spiritual path, it's too long. We'll just say the word ordinary. Okay? So you guys are extraordinary. Happy now? Okay. So when you say light, love, and power, intelligence, love, and will, for ordinary people, love is from the heart. Intelligence is the throat. Will is the Ajna chakra. That's ordinary people. Okay? As the soul develops even more, this Ajna chakra becomes will. This Ajna chakra becomes intelligence. The forehead chakra, which people who are stuck with the 7 chakras never heard of, but you guys now know it, so you know there's more than 7 chakras, right? This forehead chakra is now love. the crown becomes will. So when we do the Great Invocation, some of you have joined us before, we actually did the movement of energy going up. So we start from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth in the minds of every person, every being, let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, from the center where the will of God is known. That's the first recitation. The second recitation, from the point of light within the mind of God, from the point of love within the heart of God, from the center where the will of God is known. So what we're doing is we're actually shifting the energy upwards. And then for the third recitation, that's where it is done for you. Let's just say it happens on the soul level. That's all I can say. Sorry. But that's what some of you might call the special sauce, when you have a spiritual nuclear explosion happening inside. All right, shall we? Put your hand like this. Oh, like this first. Repeat. I am that. I am. I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts, I am the soul. I am a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power. I am that. The soul, the spiritual self. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spirit in me. I am a child of God. I am one with God. I am one with all. There is only oneness. We are one. Now form the intention all of us are inside the big bright sun, looking out into the solar system. We are one. We're one with God. We're one with the presence of God in the sun, the solar logos. We are one. In the Egyptian tradition, the solar logo is called Amen-Ra, God's presence in the sun. We are one. Now open your hands in blessings. Put your attention on your throat and your hands. Your throat center and your hands. Project light to the world. Put your attention on your heart and your hands. Project light to the world. Put your attention on your Ajna chakra, in between your eyebrows and your hands. Project will to the earth. Now let's chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Beware of your throat and your hands. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Beware of your heart. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. Beware of your Ajna chakra in between your eyebrows. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so be it. Be still. Just put your gentle attention on your heart, your throat, and your Ajna chakra, and pour all the light coming from them out of your hands, collectively, out of the sun, and blessing every person, every being on the earth with divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power or goodwill. Feel that energy flowing through? We're just the conduits. Let it flow through us. Now let's shift over to the higher version. Be aware of the Ajna chakra in between your eyebrows and your hands. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Bless every person, every being with divine intelligence, with understanding, with knowledge, so be it. Be aware of your forehead, close to the hairline. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. So it is. Be aware of your forehead and your hands. Bless every person, every being with unconditional love, with compassion, with a heart to serve others. So be it. You might feel a pressure in your forehead, your ajna, or different parts of your body. Those are just the chakras stretching to allow the divine blessings to flow through us. Let it flow through. Be aware of your crown and your hands. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so be it. Continuously be aware of your crown and your hands. Bless the earth with goodwill and the willingness to do good. Bless people not just to talk about being good, intend of being good, but actually taking action in serving and helping others and the environment and the world. So be it. Let there be goodwill and the will to do good now. So it is. Just be still and let the energy keep flowing through you. You feel a pressure in your crown, forehead, ajna, throat, heart. These chakras are just being awakened even more. For the higher version, just be still. It'll be done for you. Just be receptive. The ones who are more sensitive, you will definitely notice the special sauce. The rest, it just happens by itself. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth now. May God's messenger of love descend on earth now. So it is. Just let it flow. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the Holy Masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Now, so it is. Just be still. You don't have to do anything. Just keep your hands where they are. Continue blessing the earth. The portals and the energy being opened up for you. Just be receptive. From the center, which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door, and may it permanently seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and divine power restore the divine plan on earth now. So it is. Just be receptive, let it flow through. You and I are just the pipelines. Bless your family, your loved ones, your job, your career, the people you work with, your customers, your city, your state, your country, your leaders. Bless every person, every being on earth with the balanced energy of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine willpower. So be it. Some of you might feel it stretching. That's just the energy stretching. Just let it flow through you. We're just the conduits. Just be receptive. Here's another dose of energy. Just be still. Just keep your hands where they are. Okay, let's chant Om 3 times to seal the energy. Om. Om. Now lower your hands on your lap. Keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Just be still. The energy is still working and flowing. Just be still. Just be receptive. More energy is being given to you. Just be receptive. All right. Slowly and gently come back to your body. Just move your fingers and toes. Slowly come back. Let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. We thank you. To my teacher, Master Chokoksui, Mahaguji Mailing, all the great teachers and saints, thank you in full faith. So be it. You may slowly open your eyes. That was 12 minutes. Interesting, huh? I think I could have left you there another hour and you probably wouldn't have noticed. That was 12 minutes. By the way, just to kind of trigger your curiosity, why did the Lord Jesus have 12 apostles? And why is it that once you study more, you realize you have 12 major chakras? Coincidence? Interesting, huh? Yeah. How come, Jesus and Lord Jesus didn't say, okay, let's add one more. No, you, come on, I need a backup. No, he had 12. Interesting. 12 chakras. So if you're stuck with the 7th one, please, I beg you, learn more. The 7 chakras are good when you start, but don't get stuck there. It's good when it was being introduced to the world from the East. So when Theosophy was bringing these teachings to the West, they kept 2 things in mind: safety and simplicity. Simplicity, 7 chakras, 7 notes of music, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 glands, 7 days. You can teach something that's really far out, you oversimplify it. Okay? So it's good. But as you know, people are learning more. So there's at least 11 major chakras. There's actually 12, and later on you learn there's more that you can develop. Okay? Anyway, I think I've done my job. I know it's a short meditation. I hope you learned something. I hope you got supercharged. And you're now going to be a spring, not a drain. Okay? So I think that's it. Quick announcement, the ones who are not here this morning. So tomorrow night, we'll be practicing. We'll have a short workshop on aligning your inner and outer world. It's an introductory workshop on pranic feng shui and self-healing. That's 6 p.m. I know some of you say, yeah, but the time zone doesn't work. We'll figure it out. But for now, that's the only time we're doing it. Okay? All right. And then this weekend, I'm excited to share again. A lot of people have been asking about it. See if I what I know I'm doing here. Okay. They want to take the class on Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul. By the way, the higher soul is represented in the story as the Lord Jesus. And the 12 chakras are basically the chakras of the incarnated soul. That's why. Thought I'd teach you, but I'll share it with you. In other words, in order for the teachings of the Lord Jesus to go into the world, it went through 12 pipelines. In order for the higher soul, which is energy of being of pure energy, in order to manifest its presence in the world, it passes through 12 chakras. That's all. That's the difference between inner teachings and outer teachings. Outer teachings, you can read books that much, and maybe you'll get it, maybe you don't. If somebody gives you inner teachings in less than 30 seconds, you know the secret. That's the difference. And feng shui is the same. I grew up, being a Chinese body, we grew up with feng shui. And until I met Master Cho, what I knew of feng shui, a lot of it was superstition. Then when he taught me pranic feng shui, I go, oh, great, 90% of what I knew went down the window, went down the toilet. Because a lot of it was hearsay. Like, for example, the number 4. I didn't use it like the number 4 because it sounded with death. If you're Chinese or Japanese, you know what I'm talking about. And he goes, that's not valid. Do you know anybody named Jesus? Yes, Master. Are they always holy? No. Well, that's not. It's just association. You know, they're saying correlation does not always equal causation. They might be related, but that one didn't cause the other. Okay? So that's why in Pranic Feng Shui, if Master Cho will write the book, it'll be about this thin. Because they're only key concepts that make sense. The rest are decorations. It's just like when you walk into a house, you say, this color is not right, these flowers are not right. Those are good, but those are peripheral information. That's what's filling up the book. But the key ingredients are, for example, your front door, your bed, your kitchen, so on. The only key ingredients that are core, the rest are peripheral. If you have all the peripheral, you don't have the core, it's useless. But if you have the core, the peripherals, you don't like the paint, you paint over it. That's the difference of quality core teachings compared to decorations. That's why when I met Tony Robbins, it was interesting. He said, you know what we do in UPW and Dance with Destiny? We take 10, 20 years of information and we compress it into 5 or 7 days. I go, oh, that's kind of what we do with our teachings too. Interesting. So that's that. So tomorrow, if you want to be with us, we'll go through that. Okay? I think this is getting slightly confusing, so let me turn it off. That's why we have a tech person, and it's not me. How do you do this? Anyway. All right. That's it. Oh, one last thing. Put your hand like this. You ready? Try to feel the energy of your crown. Say, my crown center. Now, put your hand this way. Come on, you cannot be typing if you're practicing. Put your hand like this. All right, say the energy flowing down my crown. So you can put it here, visualize your hand up here, or you can go like this and just form the intention. Your head is below your hands, okay? Say the spiritual energy pouring down my head. Okay. Some of you can feel a weight, right? So we want to add more special sauce. Give you more energy. Just keep your tongue on your palate. Ready? Just keep your eyes closed. Keep your hand up. Be receptive. Just be receptive. Open your eyes. Anybody feel it? So that's what happens when we do our meditation. We add extra sauce. Basically, we're stretching your chakras beyond the crown and allowing more energy to flow through you. Now the question is why? So you don't have an excuse to be a drain. You have more than energy and you're busting out of the seams. You don't have a choice but to go out and give and serve and heal. That's all. I tricked you. Now you're going, oh! Okay, now after we're done, do your exercises. Go think of ways you can serve and help people, because otherwise you'll explode. I tricked you. Okay, let's give thanks. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, thank you. To all the spiritual elders, Holy Masters, Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, spiritual helpers, thank you for your immense blessings. Personally, to my teacher, Master Hokok Sui, Mahaguji Mailing, thank you. In full faith, so be it. All right, we will see you on, what's today anyway? Monday. I will see you Wednesday. Wednesday morning, 10 and evening 6. And remember, Friday is Emotional Healing Day. So have your saltwater buckets ready. Remember, putting your feet in saltwater buckets so that we can drain more stuff. And this week, we're draining sadness, grief, and depression. Those are all energies. And so if you know anyone who's suffering from those, make sure that they can join us so that more stuff will flow out and they can be helped. All right? Oh, one last thing. And people are asking, hey, how come you're not charging for this? No, I don't know. So that more of you will participate. Now, if you want to give to help with the ministry, we call it the ministry. There's a donate button. You give. You don't want to give, whatever. It's you decide what the value of what you're getting. That's it. Namaste, everyone. You all have a wonderful evening, or if you're on the side of the world, wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow night. But you have to register on that link. Huh? It's not going to be streamed on YouTube or Facebook or any of those. Just go to masterco.org. Okay. Namaste.